This is the Toronto Today podcast. I'm your host, Greg Brady.
Okay, two major issues. I'm in kind of a soccer mind frame. I'm going to go to Toronto FC tonight. Even if it's raining, I'm going anyway. I won't wimp out because of the weather. And it's my first match of the year. It's a little busy in April, a little busy, but eager to go to the game tonight. But I think some proper, I wouldn't say concerns, but just issues have been raised. We're almost an exact year away from Toronto's first game in the World Cup 26 opening with the USA, Mexico, and Canada. Who knows how, when it first got announced, I think we all thought, well, that'll be great, and we'll have unity between the three countries. No, not so sure. But we've got a job to do with how we distribute some of the things and some of the events. I was even having a conversation the other day about, well, do we have enough hotel rooms? And I think we do, because for fans and for people who are the teams coming, it's not like the Pan Am games where everything was stationed in Toronto for 16 straight days. So you had huge, numbers of volleyball teams, track teams, basketball teams, baseball teams, all needing to stay here for 16, 17 days straight. If Spain is playing Italy, if we ever got a match that good, those teams would be here for maybe 3 days, need 30 hotel rooms, and then they're off to the next city. But it is fair, and especially I think in Scarborough, to say we need a piece of the pie also. There's 6 Scarborough councillors, okay, out of the 25 that are city councillors, and it's fair to say, well, is everything downtown? We're part of the city of Toronto also. One such councillor is Parthi Kandavel, and he joins us now on Toronto Today. I was thinking about reaching out because, you had an Instagram post about this, and I think you raised some really good points about making sure that if every taxpayer is paying for FIFA, every taxpayer should feel part of what we're going to experience a year from now.
Exactly. First of all, good morning, Greg. Thanks for having me on.
Sure.
And then it's not just Scarborough. I think similar concerns from North York and Etobicoke as well. This is $180 million, as you said, of our tax dollars for 6 games. And this decision was made, of course, in the previous term. But how the benefits are felt is an important question that people are wondering.
What would you like to see, and what could help benefit the Scarborough community? Is it fan parks? Is it parties? Is it viewing screens outdoors? How do you want to feel a part of it in Scarborough?
Those are some examples of the celebrations the city's thinking about. And hence why I asked the question. It was in relation to a motion I passed last March when planning was beginning for FIFA, and the motion unanimously adopted by council was to seek the benefits are felt throughout our city and neighborhood. So the details that came out at council last week were a bit vague. There is time though to see what investments are being made, and they need to be significant because at the end of the day, the opportunity cost question of $180 million could have been redirected into our parks and recreation facilities, right? So the argument for FIFA, which I wouldn't have supported had I been in council at the time, is the hundreds of millions potential of economic development that would come out from tourists and spectators, etc. But really, when you look it down and parse it, it's going to be in the downtown core. It's certain hotels, certain restaurants are going to benefit from those tourism dollars. So, that economic development, of course, taxes by government will be taken, but the investments to regular people are not going to be felt from an economic development perspective. So then the question continues: what's the benefit the suburbs are going to see from this significant investment? And we're waiting for those details to emerge.
It's a totally reasonable question, because even 10 summers ago when we had the Pan Am games, at minimum, the events were spread out. Out where I am in Ajax, that's where the baseball tournament was. Scarborough had a lot of swimming, water polo. You got new facilities built there. But to be honest, there's not going to be a lot of legacy building from this, A, because of the costs involved, and B, so much of it is just expanding BMO Field out so there's enough seats that we could have the games in the first place.
Hopefully not. There's still time. I'm hopeful that the executive director and her team comes forth with something significant and not checkbox to kind of to pay spirit to the letter of the motion, but really the spirit of the motion. So we're hoping, and we're here to extend a hand. We've got terrific soccer culture in Scarborough and other parts of the city. In fact, we've got the Barrow FC, which is Scarborough's team in an elite soccer league. So we're trying to, the reality is recognizing that our city's growing and we need other sources and centers of entertainment. And this is where I would ideally love to see the legacy planning, the legacy building, is that we're investing in infrastructure that's going to outlive these 6 FIFA games, right?
There's also, you're right, there's also the hotel tax. And I think people staying in Scarborough, you and I have talked about sort of the shortage of hotels in Scarborough before for big events, but everybody right now is paying an extra tax on their hotel bill, whether they're in downtown Toronto right beside BMO Field or Hotel X or the Delta Chelsea. They're also paying in Scarborough as well, which would make people say, again, we need to get benefits from this event the same way a downtown hotel does.
Yes, exactly. And not to divert on a tangent, but our hotels in Scarborough are shelters right now, right? And we're hoping, we've been told, end of this year. I hope that is the case, and it's ample time for them to renovate and rebuild for FIFA. So we do see some tourism dollars come to the Scarborough hotels and some of the North York ones. So this is part of the bigger picture of how the city lives to its promise.
Give me that again, because we've talked about before. You're saying your biggest hotel, I always see it by the highway.
Yeah.
What's the biggest hotel there?
The Delta Kennedy 401. Yeah.
And it's been a shelter for bordering on 2 or 3 years now?
I think more than that. Yeah, I think it started in COVID, so at least 3 years. And that would be a fantastic place to host tourism dollars. There's, Scarborough's known for our food scene. And these are the type of creative thinking we want to see coming out of the FIFA committee, that they're looking holistically, that they're marketing all aspects of Toronto for tourists. The tourists are coming for maybe 1-2 games, 90 minutes each, maybe 120, but they're going to be here for a week probably, right? So we need to see, let's get them out to the Scarborough Bluffs. Let's market that. That's a gem of Scarborough. We've got the zoo. We've got an amazing international food cuisine scene here, right? So I really hope they bring a creative edge to the marketing of FIFA. And it's not just about, do we have enough, washrooms and amenities for BMO Field, but they bring a holistic approach to programming for across the city.
I'm so glad you're bringing it up, and I know we'll follow up on it. Are you dealing with? Is it mostly people who are experiencing homelessness in those shelters, or people that have arrived in Canada looking to get visas processed?
I think that was part of the transition last year when we, put pressure on the city to start decommissioning these shelters. That's just not good strategy. A total waste of money to pay hotels, top dollar to fill them with unhoused people. But I think the movement at the Delta has been from high needs clients to refugees.
Yeah. Got to get fixed for everybody concerned. Parthi, thanks so much for the time today.
Yeah, no problem, Greg. Anytime.
Parthi Kandavel, Toronto City Councillor, joining us.
Thanks for listening to the Toronto Today podcast. We drop the highlights of the daily show every weekday morning. Don't forget, you can hear the entire show on the radio, at home, on your smart speaker. Ask Alexa or say, hey, Google. Play 640 Toronto or Toronto Today. You can hear us on between 5:30 and 9 weekdays on 640 Toronto. Have a great day.